Welcome, SpirLifters. My name is Devin, and I hope you're all well today, and thank you so much for being here. This video is being filmed in 2020, a year in which the coronavirus pandemic is paralyzing people's way of life, causing stress and anxiety for many around the world. One area the coronavirus pandemic has had a significant adverse impact is on small business owners and entrepreneurs. And in a series of videos that I've been making, I'm asking small business owners and entrepreneurs to show how this situation is impacting their business directly. And today I'll be speaking with Lea Jakobiak, co-founder of Zena Media, which is a media agency that offers PR, content, and marketing. Lea, thank you so much for being here on SpirLift, and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for your time today. And just to start off, please let everyone know where you're based out of and what your business is about, please.
Sure. So as I mentioned, we're a media agency. We're based in London. We're a boutique agency, and we offer PR, marketing, and content. And we work with brands that we believe are doing something that makes the world a better place. That can be in technology, in finance, in sustainability. We help promote them with clever content and PR. So the coronavirus is a really interesting situation for us, because obviously it's changing communications as we know it at the moment anyway. Because a lot of communications is about people meeting each other, events, conferences. So we're having to really think on our feet and find different opportunities, of which there are, or not to say it's easy, but that's where we're at the moment, given the current situation.
Okay, when you speak about those opportunities, what are some of the significant things that you're pivoting towards and adapting with this situation, and where do you see those opportunities? Where are those concrete avenues that you're exploring so that you can really survive this wave we're in?
Yeah, so this whole phase, the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks have been a game changer for us as business owners. And the very first thing I would recommend to anyone is, because it's obviously hitting different countries at different stages, and you sort of read about it in the news, so you're kind of prepared, but it doesn't really hit home until it's really in your country. And really, as a business owner, to just kind of, when you feel like the WTF moment is hitting you, to just sort of remove yourself, take a day off, and just go, okay, wow, this is happening. Because a lot of small businesses will have been on the brink of signing amazing new contracts, or organizing events or trips or conferences, etc. Even if you're not in communications, but if you're, whatever project you've been working on, it might have been planning to launch in the next few months, etc. So a lot of everything you've been planning has sort of come to a halt. Mm-hmm. And instead of just letting it sort of build inside you, it's better to just take a step back, take a day. So what we did is I remember very well, it was a Tuesday. We allowed ourselves to take the day off completely, just let it sink in, but then let that moment end as well, the sort of WTF moment, and come in the next day with new ideas. So for example, we're very exposed to, as I mentioned, events. All those contracts were gone within 24 hours, and they represented huge amounts of revenue for us. But that is not all we do. We also do other things. We do online content, we do online events, webinars, we do things that we don't really even promote, but we do internal communications, press release campaigns, etc. So within 24 hours with my team, we sat down, we looked at what's left in our business that we can still do for our clients. And we just made a shift towards that. And we've been focusing on that, and it's been going really well, actually. For example, one of our clients is called Let's Stay Out. It's an events company. And within a few days, we turned the whole company into Let's Stay In. So it's all about events, but online from your home. So very sort of reactive, and we've been really creative on that front. When it comes to working with clients as well, you have to be sort of very appreciative of the fact that this is a really difficult time for everybody. So we're very sort of close to all our clients. We get on really well with all our clients, and we have a very good way of and transparent way of communicating with our clients. So, for example, some of them they've had to lower their contracts for the next 3 months, and we've been working with them from the beginning to just sort of see what they could or can't do over the next few months. And so far, our strategy is working in our favor, and yeah, we've still got clients with us.
That's extremely positive, and I'm happy for you that they're continuing on with you, and I hope really that it continues to go well. You know,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
have you kept all your staff on in the midst of all this?
Yeah, so what you can do, and I think it's obviously very dependent on the country, but here in the UK, there are various things that you can do. So again, as the co-founder or the person who is responsible for the staff, it's a question of looking at the options. So for some people, you'll be able to use the government grants and put them on furlough if you need to. We haven't actually had to do that yet, but that's a good initiative. But you can also work with your employees and put them on a lower contract for the next few months. The reason you would do that is not just financial, but as you are very interested in mental well-being, it's actually quite high pressure to sit in front of your laptop all day long, sort of expecting to do 8 hours of work, and whilst you're not seeing any humans. I mean, obviously we do Zoom meetings like everybody else, but to keep that stamina going and the enthusiasm going, it's quite hard to do it full time. Obviously it's possible if you have genuine good work, but if you don't, then people will sort of lose their enthusiasm. So for other employees, it's a question of but it's sort of potentially lowering their volume of work and matching the salary accordingly. So it's looking at what each and every employee wants, and no employee is the same. For example, if you have really young kids, then perhaps going on furlough for 80% of your salary is good for you right now. But if you've just started out, you're 21, and actually what you want is work experience, and perhaps even you're living at home, then that's not as interesting. What you want is to continue to evolve and work. So it's about really working with your team to find what's going to work for them as well.
And wow, amazing insight. And as a leader, and also, you know, along with the co-founder, how, by the way, WTF stands for What the Fun? Is that an English acronym, What the Fun, or something like that?
Yeah.
Right. Just to know, I learned.
It's when you're like,
Oh, okay. Different sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sort of panic. How has that been for the employees in your company, and you as a leader telling them that to adjust the work volume and then adjust their actual wages to that? How accepting have those employees been to that? And how do you, as one of the leaders in your company, steer the ship and keep morale going forward, so to keep them encouraged through this whole situation?
And I worked at various companies throughout my career where you don't get really told anything and then loads of people get fired last minute. I mean, for example, the financial crisis, you've seen the sort of people carrying the boxes last minute sort of. Our company ethos is the opposite of that. So we want everyone to know as early as possible that there might be challenging times ahead. Obviously, there might not be if we manage to sort of steer the ship in the right direction. But for us, it's 100% honesty and transparency, as cheesy as that may sound. But it's literally sitting everyone down and saying, so I, for example, I'm comparing this phase, the coronavirus phase, to going through severe turbulence on an airplane. We're not going to crash, but it's really uncomfortable. And so it's a bit like, as the employer or the co-founder or the CEO, you're the pilot and you just have to steer everyone through it, be honest, buckle up, but we're going to take you through it as best we can. That's our approach, and we don't want anyone to be caught by surprise by anything. As you mentioned, mental health. How unfair is it to find out a day before that you won't be able to pay your mortgage anymore? How unfair is it to find out that you won't be able to pay school fees? So if we know that maybe in 2-3 months we might not be able to pay our staff, we let them know. And obviously it's a little bit of a risk for us, because they could go, I'm going to go and work for like a bigger company that can hedge anything, although obviously no company can hedge anything. But we want people to be able to prepare.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you're doing the absolute best you can with your team, and I commend you for all those efforts that you're making, for them to make this work. So I just got a couple more questions for you, Lea. One, you as a leader, you as, the captain steering the ship, how are you personally, and this would be probably good advice for other business owners and entrepreneurs, how are you dealing personally with the stress, and what's a good advice you could give to people in your similar situation to handle, the stresses of what's going on?
Great question. And what I find works best for me is, how I said in the beginning that once you feel it's going to come, you sort of take a step back and have a WTF moment, but we can call it something else, like
like this, just like that, hand signal. All right.
So I basically schedule them. I know it's a little bit strange to explain, and each to their own, but it's kind of like maybe once a day I know I'm going to need 1 hour where I'm like, oh my goodness, what's happening with the world? You're reading so many news headlines, all the memes, all the tweets. So it's a lot for your brain to take in. So either I sort of remove myself and take a break. Now we're working from home, so you could even sort of allow yourself to just lie down and have a moment of calm, and you're just taking it in. But the top tip, although this is not helpful for example, Italy and France, who are not really allowed out, but it's literally to go for a walk, go for a run, because for me, something happens with my entire brain when I'm out and I'm sort of moving forward in a very basic way. And after a sort of 1 hour walk or run, I just feel like I've got this, and you go back in and you just recharged the batteries. But definitely when you feel like it's building, just remove yourself. And everyone will have their different ways of doing that, but and then come back in fully charged.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much. And just one last thing as we're concluding, what's one main takeaway that you could give our audience, and especially small business owners, entrepreneurs, that may help them, any advice, financial, like you said, sort of a leadership aspect, like you were saying as well, like what one main tip could they take away and apply to their situation now to weather the storm at least till the end of the year?
So actually, it's from my co-founder, who I absolutely love working with. And yes, the coronavirus is an unprecedented crisis, but a crisis is going to happen throughout your business, because in theory, you've set up your business for it to last for decades. During those decades, there will be financial crises. We've had terrorism. There will be other sort of weather, that there are so many different crisis moments that you will have to deal with. So take this opportunity. It's not an opportunity, because obviously the coronavirus has devastating consequences on the world and on people's lives. So, but from a pure sort of business survival mode, if you're just starting out and you're a small business, look at how you've been sort of steering the ship and being flexible, and sort of this completely caught everyone off guard. It is not the first time it's going to happen. Perhaps you need to think of having deeper pockets as a business. Perhaps you need to spread your services, so you're not just doing events, or so you're not so much a one-trick pony. Spread your skills, but not just now during a crisis, but perhaps all throughout the year, just so that when these moments come, you've got different strings to pull on rather than just the one.
So diversification, in a sense, no?
Diversification, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you so much for that amazing insight and that tip, and thank you so much for your time today, Lea. Where can people find you if they want to know more about you and your company?
So we've got a website, zenamedia.com. I'm also on Twitter or on LinkedIn, so Lea Jakobiak. And we'd love to hear from you. We also run a blog as well, so we love to grow our community and hear from people. So do get in touch.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And SpirLifters, will leave all of Lea's information in the description box below. If you got value from this video today, please like, subscribe, share, and comment in the section below. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.
Thank you.